Hey everybody, it's Commander Clyde. Welcome back to another Smite video. We're doing something a little bit different today. Doing a coaching video, completely new to this type of format, so we'll see how this goes. I don't know how many more of these I'll do. This, of course, was requested by the person who uploaded this gameplay that we're going to be watching. So, we'll just watch through it and talk about things that could be changed, things you can do better, things you're doing right, which is important also, and all of that, and see what we can learn from watching this. If anyone else has coaching requests, go ahead and send me gameplay that you want me to watch, and I will look over it for you. I don't really want to do like DM Brandon style coaching where he queues with the person and does that. I don't like that format for me personally. So sit back and relax, everyone. Hope you enjoy this. So the first thing we can see here obviously is build. Should always be health pots. Don't get multi-pots. Mana sustain is usually not a huge problem in the solo lane, especially with Hercules, since he doesn't use a lot of mana. He autos a lot, and also he gets a bonus to his power from his passive if he gets attacked, so it's really good for him. See, I don't like the push there. You're better off autoing the Nike a little bit to group the minions and then driving strike the wave to get the pressure. But the rest is good. He's boxing, which is what he should do. He's Hercules, so he is going to freely out damage. Goes to the blue like you would. Here she's on the totem, obviously. Unless she got the XP from that blue, he should hit 2 first. Yeah, like the driving strike there. Not the tower shot, though. But that's fine. He's got a lot of minion pressure. Good pull. You gotta be a little quicker on that. If you use Hercs 2 enough, you kind of learn where they're going to get pulled, and you can time that a lot better. This might be a practice thing, you know. Just practice your accuracy with that. Freezing is good here. Killing these archers will help. Good time to fight here since she jumped. She turned the wrong way at first. Should have tried to look for the pool. You could have killed if you get that. No problem so far. Conservative on pots, which is very good. But you can see the amount of mana he's used is very small, which is why ideally you don't want to get multi-pots, because you're not really that concerned about mana regen. Okay, walk up, good. Good W key. She's going to her blue to get more experience. Which means could be slightly behind here. So she should hit 5 first. Okay, he missed Scythe. Should be fine here. Just walk. Oh, the tricky backstep. That's a move. See, turn nothing into something. That's really good. execution of knowing what you can do, and he also was the last hit, so he's going to take aggro immediately. Yep, good job holding that, really patient. It's always an important thing, never panic in any situation. Just keep calm and think about it, and you'll probably make it out fine. I would have liked to see him back there. Or also just ult this wave and leave. Pulls good, but you don't have kill potential there. That's a bad ult. If you were going to use it there, just use it to clear wave. The best move would have probably been to back when Nike did. So then you can come back with full boots and get a massive power spike, and the lane's going to basically be free after that. You might have to miss a little farm in some cases when you back. And that's okay if you're ahead, usually. Now what I would want here is clear the wave and back. Still holding the point. You're going to put it in the one, just put it in it already. See, this is staying too long because you're just delaying your mid-game at this point. Damage from the boots is a big deal. Shouldn't even need the point in the 3 when you know you're going to out-trade her anyway. With pots. I would just put the points all in the 1 for pressure. Of course, I think you have to take it a level 7, right? On another ability. Well, ult, you're not going to hit that. You have to recognize where it's going to actually, if it's going to actually benefit you to use the ability or not. In that case, you don't, because you know you're not going to get the kill there. Especially since there's not a gank inbound. See, now by delaying your back here, you put yourself behind. Well, not behind, but you've put yourself in a difficult situation where she's going to get guaranteed tower pressure. Or kill you. If you're not careful. Good hits there, though. Use the passive. And now you've been ganked. Yep. Let me rewind that again. Let's look and see if there's a tell here. It's not really, because she is in a good position to fight. So there's not really a way to know. She wasn't being aggressive there, so that would have been a good time to back also. Yeah, there wasn't really a tell for that gank. So that one's just, that's just tough. Way to really know, unless he got pinged by that ward earlier. I don't think he did. I think he was probably in this area somewhere and then just walked down. Which means he never would have gotten pinged by a ward. Yeah, he's nowhere in there. They just got a double kill, and that's a good way to actually tell. That's what's going on elsewhere on the map. They just got a double kill in duo. And we're healthy, which means Thanatos is just going to ignore that and go elsewhere to farm, which probably means he's over here somewhere. If you've lost track of him in that situation after what happened and left, that's a good idea for you to know that you might be in danger. Let's see the blink again. If you've got good reflexes, you can usually react to the sound cue. That would have been kind of tough though. So anyway, let's keep moving here. See, mystical mail, I wouldn't do a mystical mail, period. Here, it's a big gold sink, and it'll benefit you boxing, sure, because you're already getting bonus damage from your passive, but ideally you should just go for your usual items, you know, get your power spike on your boots, which is going to be 1600. So and you had how much? Gold 3k, so 1400. That's still good for a tier 2 defense. Let's see, what would we do here? Void honestly wouldn't be a bad choice either because you're Hercules. Tanky warrior with healing already. That just makes him more difficult to deal with. That or you just go raw protection and cooldown with a breastplate just because you've got the Thanatos to worry about too. This does less for you. The lack of movement can be a little bit tough, especially if you've just teleported. That means if you have to back to lane without your teleport, it's going to take a while for you to get back. And that's not good either. Might win trades because of Mystical Mail, but chances are she's already started defense too. Which obviously isn't going to mitigate the Mystical Mail, but it's going to mitigate your damage. Which means boxing isn't as good. Because she only takes 23 from it. I don't know what her build is right now. I can't see it. There's your mirrors popping off.
Okay. An enemy has been slain.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
How much going on right now? About a mana chalice. At this point, you really don't care about mana. After the first back, like, you should never prioritize that. And it's 300 gold you don't have to spend until later, but it's 300 gold you didn't even need to spend anyway. I don't like that driving strike isn't finished yet. That should be a priority ability on Hercules. Big ganks over there, so you're free to do what you want right now. Know where he is. You know he was in left. Should be checking her blue right now. When you saw Thanatos was there, get the wave pressure and check the blue because you know she doesn't have it right now, which means it's probably spawned. And waiting. Thanatos still in left. Would have had plenty of time to also even look at his speed if you wanted to. Being Hercules in this matchup, he'd get so much. You get so much lane pressure that would be really easy. Could even go and proxy the wave if you wanted. Check the speed and then shove mid to get the tower in mid. Big lead like that's a good time to proxy. Or check blue. For those who don't know what proxy is, that's going up between the towers here and killing the wave here when it's coming down. And then you're free, you get an extra minion spawn to do whatever you want on the map. It could be rotate, check buffs, whatever you want to do. Gank mid. Mystical Mail's doing work here.
Okay. Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower.
But yeah, a lot of it's the little things that get you to the next level as a solo laner. It's what can I do in this position? Can I proxy wave? Can I push and get pressure? Can I check their blue? Can I gank mid? You have to be thinking about all the other things you can do after a specific action. It's like a chess match. You have to be 3 moves ahead at all times. You can't just be thinking about what you need to do at that exact moment. Freezing waves in solo really doesn't benefit you that much. It's a lot more beneficial as an ADC. It's going to be a tough kill with Nike's jump up there. Thanatos is still hanging around in left though, so I think Hercules and Ymir together could do Pyro possibly by themselves. That would be an awkward call though, considering the rest of the team is dead, and that means Thanatos is coming. Asking Hades if he can rotate when he's been rotating. I don't know what that. He's still in left. This Thanatos is giving up on this lane. On this side of the jungle. Like. But yeah, if I was in this situation with a Thanatos just camping the other side of the map, I would be proxying hard and trying to get his speed. Because clearly he's not paying attention to it.
Okay.
Retreat to the vanguard.
Okay. Don't be scared.
She don't. That's good. Thanatos is a no-show right now, which means he's probably in the right jungle somewhere.
Ultimate is ready.
Could also be on his speed.
Okay.
Against the Thanatos, remember we talked about how the mana chalice was 300 gold we didn't need to spend. You could have spent that gold on wards also. Since it's a Thanatos, a god with global ultimate, wards would help you a lot in this situation. Because it's going to be difficult to know when he's ganking, when he's got his ult and a blink. Also, Nike's going to be on her blue right now. He rotated, obviously. So you shove this wave. Backing's not bad here because you need the... No, stop. Get boots. Thank you. It's like... So your next item here would be... if you... Well, I would have gotten a different item. Probably Nemi in her breastplate. Instead of the mystical mail. It's going Urchin, which isn't a bad choice either.
On my way.
But I probably would have gone boots
I have returned.
with a massive lead, probably Void Shield.
Okay.
Then another physical defense item,
On my way.
considering the majority of their damage is physical damage. So you'd probably go... Yeah, breastplate would still be a good option there.
An ally has been slain.
Regardless of the order, I think Void and breastplate would be the defensive items right now.
Retreat.
And then you could get a Genji's late, or you could get a Genji's after that too. Once you've got your 2 physical defense items,
Enemy missile.
because it's health and protection cooldown.
Okay.
Item does a lot of things.
Attack fire giant.
Attack the fire giant. On my way.
Urchin isn't a bad choice, though, to be honest.
Okay. I will war.
Might be a while before you can stack it, though. So you're not going to be getting a lot of assists or kills as a solo laner until late game, typically. So the efficiency's a little bit lost. The team was so far ahead here, though. That's an easy fire.
Retreat. Okay.
Everybody has to leave. Thanatos. And too tanky as hell. The play should be shove the right lane. That's what I would do right now.
Bend middle lane. Bend middle lane. Bend middle lane. Bend middle lane.
Gank's probably unlikely since the rest of the team is back. Okay, Hachiman rotated for that. So time to group mid. Ymir's looking for the gank, so that might be the play.
Be careful middle.
Good pings.
Be careful.
There's the Nike. If Hades responds, this should be a kill. Hachiman in the back. Smart, go for the carry. Okay.
Okay.
Team's not there, so no reason to... Okay. Ymir needed to pause. Or Ymir is just gone. I mean,
Retreat. Retreat.
damn.
Retreat.
Now everyone's separated. Should have gone to the team.
Retreat. Retreat.
Instead, since Ymir's not there. And this is the part where everyone dies.
Okay. Your middle tower. Show me what you got. Okay.
Who is the support? Is it Hades? That's jank. This is some weird games, dude. Good body blocks.
Cancel that.
I'm returning right lane. I'll be seeing you.
Surrendering with a lead is an interesting choice from the rest of the team.
Cancel that.
Gank right lane. Don't be scared. Under attack.
So to get my points across, I may not... Servers are unstable, I guess. From what I've seen so far,
Right tower is under attack.
the weaknesses I'm from this gameplay that I'm seeing are next level thinking, which is when you've got a lead, knowing what to do with the lead, like go up proxy a wave, check blue, check buffs over here, do whatever just to keep forcing that lead on top of them. Easy.
Your right tower is under attack. Gank right lane.
Call the gank and no one came over. If no one's coming over, then don't fight two people. It's like, yes, there's two people in your lane. Don't make it easy for them to kill you. Good play here would have just been ult this wave and get rid of the pressure. And then you're fine. Somebody probably should have come when you called it. But they didn't. But, you know, yeah, if he's got no wards, that's bad, obviously. But at this point, since the fire has been taken, it's 20 minutes. This is basically late game, and wards. Everybody should be warding at that point.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Means these chalices are not that big of a help anymore. They need to go. I don't like this if it's not a... The only time I would like what this next item is would be if it's a Jotuns, which isn't that helpful. I mean, it gives you cooldown, but like you need more utility-based items. Not that. If you want to keep this going, you know, get a spirit robe, get a, like I said before, Genjis.
Group up. I'm returning to base.
Look for...
I will
Oh, you got the mystical mail for defense.
retreat.
You could even get Blackthorn here if you wanted to. With a big lead, that wouldn't be a bad move either. Nike's build is kind of bad. She has no prods.
Your team has destroyed
Defend
a
right
right
lane.
enemy tower.
That's a good.
I don't like the back there.
Retreat.
Would have liked to stay group with the team.
Shut down.
Now you're getting zoned.
Your middle tower.
Should just be ignoring her at this point. This isn't worth it.
To the vanguard.
Should have just gone straight to mid. Probably kill her if you keep fighting.
Okay. Enemy missing middle.
Enemy spotted.
Horrific's not a bad choice, but most of the gods on the other team aren't really going to care that much about a horrific because they've all got movement abilities or ways to ignore slows entirely. If you're going to get an offensive relic, then Blink is usually your best option because you can get directly to the back line and hit that driving strike.
On my way.
This is a long gameplay, so we may not watch the whole thing. I think I can get the main points I need to across without sitting here for an hour. See, this is a good fight here. Poseidon's in the wrong position, though. Hades shouldn't have gone in. There's two over there. Whole team's completely disjointed. Jing's on Pyro at a bad time. That was just entirely an entire breakdown by the rest of the team, except for you and Ymir. Poseidon shouldn't have been there. Hades shouldn't have gone in on two people like that. And then everyone was so separated. Couldn't respond, especially without the damage from your hunter. Look for that pull on Hachi, man. He's going to kill you while you're trying to position for that.
Don't worry about me. You have keep fighting.
Okay, so that fight's nothing on the soul lane play. The rest of the team was way too disjointed and not grouped properly for that. I'm lucky that Jingwei picked up those 2 kills because she almost threw that last fight by going on the pyro when the rest of the team was trying to fight. Next item here should be a defense item. Void would be definitely fine here. I like that. Okay, we're gonna jump around. See if there's anything else specific I need to see. We just throw your 2 out. Oh boy. Well. That was close. Not a whole lot to do there. Hades is by himself over here. This is really bad.
Good game. My true companion, you won't let me down.
Poseidon backed and they're still going over there to fight. It's bad awareness. Try and get to that Hachi man here. He's probably dead already. There. Alright. This is a good fight here. Good movement going around that way. Smart. Cut off the option. Should have just hit it. Should have just gone for it. Even if... No point in horrificing a Thanatos though. 2 makes him slow immune. Alright, she's dead. It probably means there's nothing here. Just get tier 2 mid. Tier 2 mid is the call right now. Or tier 1, I guess would be that one. Ymir is... Okay. Now if the team grouped up properly, you could have gotten the tower, but... Again, not your fault. The rest of the team just doesn't... just doesn't get positioning. Or what you can... Or what to do after a fight. I want to see another grouping at fire here. Just to see if there's anything I need to say about that. Thanatos miss. Good ult. Big damage. Still going to lose the fight though. The rest of them are too healthy. You got to be patient there. Don't swing your camera around too much. I don't think about lowering sensitivity. Or just being a little more careful. Granted, it was a difficult situation there, and you're bound to get a little jittery with that mouse in a panic situation, but it's important to remember that if you hit your abilities there on that Thanatos, you kill him. So if you're just careful and calm, easy win on that fight because you know his beads are down too. So pretty simple. Still have a 6k lead somehow, despite the rest of the team almost throwing it in the garbage. That's a really great ult. Caught them both out, so their main damage is gone now. Ymir's making the right call. Gold Fury's not going to respawn for a while, so there's no point in taking oracles, honestly. So your team needs you right now. If somebody had the sense to get Frenzy. Good, got Aegis. Beads. Hold that W key. And now's the part where we get the Phoenix.
Your team, your right tower. Retreat.
Cancel that. Cancel that.
Retreat. ally has been slain.
Retreat! Retreat!
Follow me.
Retreat!
On my way. Okay.
Alright, that should be fine. Do you want to see the last item that he gets here? This should be a kill. Yep.
Nice job.
I'd clear this wave and back right now. So you need to group up with your team, and you need that last item now.
Okay, I'm
Spirit Robe would do fine here.
Tougher than Lionhide.
Soul Laner said to get sovereignty.
an ally has been slain.
Don't really care about the team need, but I wouldn't do that because a lot of times you're going to be diving the enemy backline, which means you're not going to be giving your teammates the benefit of that aura. So it's usually not the most useful thing.
Group up.
I want to see this play for fire here. Yeah. Okay. Well, they picked off Geb trying to look at it. That was kind of a panic shell. Target right now should be Hachi Man if he gets any closer. Yeah, he's backing off. Oh, this is not good. The rest of the team backed off. Which is probably correct, honestly. It's a pretty bad wall. He went on the wrong target. I think the rest of the team was a little hesitant there. The call either should have been go back on fire or attack there. Not stand in the jungle. Poseidon wasn't even there for that whole fight. He backed.
You got it. See what's up. I'll be seeing you.
Dude, I have no idea where he went. He's not even on the map. Wait. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he died. Like, way before that. Because he pushed up left. Okay. I didn't actually realize he was dead in that fight. No, he's still dead. Yeah, that was a bad fight because he's just dead, and that's a... I didn't even realize it was a 4v5. I'm dumb. Or a 4v4 at that point. But you need Poseidon there, and he was dead. And nobody was paying attention to that. He wasn't AFK. He's been doing so little in some of these fights that I forgot he existed. That's very sad.
Retreat!
Should have upgraded the teleport, but whatever. Small detail. Not a big deal.
Okay. Group up.
Alright. Honestly, I've probably seen enough here to get main points across. So, the first thing that's very obvious to me is build. Build knowledge isn't great. You gotta do some homework and watch some other people. Watch some other solo laners on Twitch. Or look for anyone who's got build guides out there. Because it's usually pretty cut and dry what your build progression is going to be. If you're Hercules in a situation like this where the other team doesn't have healing, really, with Thanatos, that's situational healing of whether or not he hits his scythe, so that's not really worth getting anti-heal for. Nike doesn't have it, so your main thing would be boots first, big lead, probably void shield, Then breastplate, Genjis. The urchin isn't bad. That one's definitely fine, and you did get the void in there eventually, which is good too. What else? Obviously, Spirit's Robe, great item. It's really good on Hercules. What else? I don't think there's really a lot else there. The differences here, though, is I wouldn't get Mystical Mail. I'd have gotten Void for the first defense. I'd have gotten Breastplate in here somewhere because you really don't need the utility of other items. The cooldown does more for you here. No Jotuns. I'd want to see a Genji's there instead. And then a Spirit's Robe, usually last. My memory is bad on items right now. Not really any other great physical defense items, are there? I mean, but yeah, the Urchin was a good item though, so ignore that part. Next thing is, like I said, next level thinking about what you're gonna do next. When you've got lane pressure like that, take advantage of it. Go in proxy waves. Check the enemy blue. Even if you've got the room for it, even check the speed buff. Try to get it. See if you can gank mid somewhere. See if you're in a position where you can group with the team and help them get a gold fury. Think about whatever else you can be doing with your lead instead of just sitting in the lane clearing minions. So that's like basic solo lane stuff, and you won't get to the next level unless you start thinking 3 moves ahead of what you're doing. Most of the stuff in the lane, I liked what I saw. Good positioning most of the time, good timing on when to box. Dealt with ganks pretty well for the most part. You're against the Thanatos with limited ward coverage, so I expect some difficulties with that in this situation. That doesn't bother me. Everything else I liked. I liked what I saw in team fights most of the time. This team was very odd. I shouldn't expect anyone to know how to group. I've had plenty of teammates that don't understand late game grouping and not to be in a weird position without the rest of your team. Like, carries still have a responsibility to not put themselves out of position in games because the peel's not always going to be there. But in most of the team fights I saw, you went for primary targets, which means carries, junglers. So I like that. There are a couple of times where a call should have been made to not fight or do something else. Just a few things I saw. When there was an enemy group in mid, you went back over to right and got zoned by Nike for no reason. When the call was made to go for mid tower, you stayed on the oracles to clear them, even though Gold Fury was at least 45 seconds away or more from spawning. No reason to do that. A retreat call was not made when you guys knew Poseidon was dead and obviously unavailable, so it's at best a 4v4, which you probably don't win without one of your main damage dealers. Which, that's not on you for not calling it. Hades should have probably been the one to call that since he's the support. But somebody's got to recognize it's a bad time to fight. Let's back up and see if we can bait people on fire. But, so again, bullet points. Work on your builds. Work on next level thinking. Figuring out what you can do after the fact. Figure out other things to do on the map. Recognize where you need to be on the map at certain times, especially late game. And then recognize when you can avoid doing things that don't benefit you. So that's about efficiency there, and I think that's about everything there that I could cover from what I saw. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helped you, Bishop, with your gameplay. And with that, check the helpful links down in the description. And I'll see you guys later for some more Smite. Have a good one.